Radiant team ban.
Invoker.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
One coming.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Bloodseeker.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alchemist.
You may now select your heroes. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
This will do just fine.
Lakad mo to! Normally.
What a surprise!
Welcome back to ESL 1 Germany, as we've got game 2 lined up for you here between HellRaisers and Viking. Draft all done and dusted. Lacoste, which way are you leaning?
I see 5 heroes on HellRaiser's side, and every one of those heroes, they have a stun. So this is pretty easy to execute DOTA, you know, and you're playing against the Faceless Void. We were talking during this break where, like, how's Faceless Void gonna have a game? He's playing Alchemist, and remember, that's Alchemist with Empower, so you know the timing is gonna be right. Magnus position 5, I'm a bit worried about it, you know, this is not the team's secret, this is not OG that's running the position 5 Magnus, but so I'm a bit worried that there's also 1, 2, 3, 4 melee heroes into Invoker, Faceless Void, and Bloodseeker. I think if they don't shut down, if they don't go into the jungle from like 7-minute mark and try to take stacks from Alchemist. They have Lina. Lina is a very good hero at taking the stacks. Bloodseeker as well with the Bloodright. I think they need to make a lot of moves and try to shut down Alchemist as much as possible. Like, he's very vulnerable. But there's also Hogs, so you need to be using smokes to get past that vision. You know, I'm a bit worried for Viking in this match.
It's lovely hearing your kind of train of thought there, you know, going through all of the working parts of the game. You know, there's the big team fight contribution as well from Viking, right? The fact they've got the potential Chrono with Mortimer's Kisses, the Cataclysm, and the Bloodright all being thrown in there, while on HellRaisers much more single target or pick-off oriented, at least on paper anyway, with Roar, Monkey King jumping across lanes, and like you said, every hero has some way to contribute a stun or something into a team fight, which we saw them do exceptionally well in Game 1. I think Funnick and Lil probably the standout players from Game 1 in their initiations, their stuns, and the ability to catch people. But we'll see. We'll see what Shad has up his sleeve. Maybe an early BKB this game might be in order.
Yeah, I think he needs to change things up. They have still 2 abilities that go through magic immunity. Even if he gets a BKB, there's a Roar, there's an RP. If they steal something else like a Rupture with the Rubik, I think Boom on a mid lane needs to dumpster this Alchemist. I also want to see some kind of rotations. How many runes did they get? It was 2 for 2 trades, so yeah, Alchemist getting some extra gold. So far, only 1 CS in the mid lane. Not the greatest.
Ooh. Up at top, the tri-lane for Viking doing a lot of damage into the Monkey King, as Aramis and Celery both sticking around here, leaving Shad alone down bottom. They will TP Celery down there at long last. That mid lane, yeah, I think you're right, the Boom needs to come out ahead. It's an extremely rare matchup in that mid between Alk and Invoker, as we saw on that little lower third pop-up earlier on. And so far, Crosswex Invoker, so not the Exort, which I was potentially expecting paired up with the Chronosphere.
Oh, he will get it eventually. I think he's gonna go like full Crosswex. At one point, he's gonna start getting Exorts. Like, he's getting harassed quite a lot. Has Tangos only in the backpack, has that extra damage, extra spell lamp, mana regen, you name it.
just casually standing in the acid spray earlier on as well. So far, pretty even between the two mids. As we take a peek down bottom lane, Faceless Void time walking away from that tier 1 as they have shoved the wave pretty far forward, and Celery even going to block the large camp.
Claimed by the beast.
Feels like Phonix having a great time down here, though. Already well on his way to Necro 1. Double Sage's Mask, Quelling Blade so he can keep farming, and top of the CS board.
Phonic will have an extremely good game in this lane. He's playing with the Rubik, so minus damage. They have another stun. They have a slow, and I don't think they're gonna get contested by Snapfire and Faceless Void. Top lane, also off lane, are doing extremely well. It's not the, a guaranteed stun when we see Bloodseeker being paired up with something like Rubik's or like Vindranger. I call Vindranger a reliable stun because you're playing in this off lane where there's a lot of trees, a lot of ways to shackle people, and then combine that with Bloodright. But with Lina, it's I don't think it's that easy to execute.
You got to play that tree line much more delicately, hiding in the fog to land these stuns. And you're also against a skewer, a mischief, and ways to escape. Decent blood right there. Very good at securing creeps, but also chipping away and trading regen with your opponents.
Next gets the Observer Ward. It's tough to play position 5 Magnus where you don't have enough mana sustain, you have some regen problems. You're a melee hero that, is trading hits against hero like Lina, so there's going to be a lot of right clicks. And Aramis, he might deal some damage if he lands a stun. That's a big if. We'll pretend we did not see that, so Mag will pop the healing salve and the clarity.
They're trying on Monkey, though.
Fairly low.
To try and get away from danger. Toby pretty speedy, but under this tier 1 tower they are defending themselves, and it looks like Magnus gonna walk away from the stun. Aramis running low on resources, but it's Toby the one that gets skewered around, and really here Magnus's job is just defend the Monkey King, keep him safely farming as best he can.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, he needs to be using Courier constantly, and if they can kill his Courier, I think this top lane is done. He's actually gonna die.
Well, that's first blood, yeah. He had to move away from that blood right, very well placed by Toby, and he couldn't cut through the trees as the Magnus. So 1-0 as Viking lead.
So far,
Three
so
of the
good for
top 4
Viking.
farmers as well.
Yeah, mid lane doing extremely well. Alchemist already pressured out of the lane, was forced to TP out. The good kill on the top lane. Bottom lane, Faceless Void having same amount of CS as a Beastmaster at this point. I don't think they can kill Faceless Void on this bottom lane, but they can pressure him. They can't get a kill unless they get like level 6 on a Beastmaster faster than Faceless Void is 6. And now Alchemist forced to already get inside the jungle. Good skewer and shockwave with the Monkey King. Who's gonna get the bounty? Toby.
Oh. There's also Bounty in battle down bottom. Lil taking a scatter blast to the back of the head. Celery just going to get a little observer ward down. But 1-1 now is that nice little kill has come to fruition for HellRaisers. Lina returns straight back to the top lane.
Boom. Cold snap just for Alchemist to miss 1 CS.
every delay on that Alchemist that off in the long run. Because you were talking about potential contest of the stack and trying to get into the Alchemist jungle. Good skewer back. Aramis trapped under the tower. Great little play from HellRaisers. And with that tower down, they will bring her down while Monkey King continues the battle with Toby. Doesn't have Boundless anymore though, and the speedy Bloodseeker will just sprint away back to safety. But you were mentioning stacks, and with Magnus having to play the lane top, Rubik has to stick around bottom. There isn't really any moves into the jungle to build a bank for Alchemist. And
yeah,
there's not going to be here.
Any stacks. Celery just blocking the camp, trying to farm it potentially to get a kill on a mid lane. If Alchemist steps forward, he's still level 5, just 1 CS from level 6.
Trying to close in around him and make his map a little smaller. He now does have a soul ring, so we can get into that chemical rage. But the pings are coming. They know process of elimination here. The Viking have shoved the Alchemist into one area of the map that they know he has to be. And that's where Lina comes in handy with an observer ward now. to keep that vision on him. Aramis stunning at the Magnus and just walking out. But now I guess that's a bit of a giveaway that Lina has placed a ward there.
Will he get this stack? No, Magnus tried to use the shockwave. At least Alchemist is
Radiant's top
farming
tower is under
with the
attack.
Empower, and Aramis in the zone trying to, you know, steal any kind of XP, steal any kind of CS. Little nice sidestep dodge.
And a good little telekinesis there. Pops the fairy fire, doesn't get away. Still had a few stick charges, but opts to die instead. And now we've got the try versus try mid lane as both of the side lanes become 1v1s. Everyone vying for control around these mid tier 1 towers. But this is primarily coming back to your point about Viking needing access into the jungle areas, right? You take that mid tier 1, all of a sudden contesting Alchemist becomes, 100% easier.
Vikings lineup is not very good at taking towers. They need to rotate a lot of heroes, get a kill, or they need to play with the catapults. Beastmaster is level 6. There's Necro 1 already there. Same goes for Faceless Void. Ulti is ready. So someone needs to make a rotation if they want to grab a kill. I think one of the supports need to start getting some XP on the mid lane. You see Lil understanding that he can't approach from that side because trees are already gone. And then they're going to be using shockwaves and Fade Bolt to try to dodge this. Beastmaster's mid. That's a big kill if they can get it.
Good cookie. Boom. Trying to get him out of danger. Low Striker in the tornado, keeping Beastmaster at bay, and he gets to go walk off. Skewer in, but no reveal. So Boom is out of there, forcing a massive rotation from HellRaisers, who do keep their tower alive for now. But that is a hefty amount of commitment.
They needed to get a kill there, and the Alchemist needed to get a stack for himself and keep farming. The thing is, if your Magnus is being involved in team fights and he's on the position 5, that means your Alchemist is not going to have Empower to farm with.
Yeah, that's why right now Magnus is next to the tier 2 mid lane. Hello, Empower.
Dire's top tower is
Give it to my
under attack.
Alchemist as Monkey King is now the one charged with holding on to mid. Tornado EMP. Raindrops are popping out to Nyx down to half health. And Viking come in for round 3. Still waiting for that second catapult wave, but continually forcing the pressure into mid lane and forcing the hand of HellRaisers. They are looking for the defensive chrono. Oh. Ooh. Well,
Of Kale.
Beastmaster is ruptured. Blood is about to land. But it looks like Faceless Void is already bailing on this.
Faceless Void out. There's no telekinesis. There's no Fade Bolt. 2 Fairy Fires on Beastmaster. I see 1, 2 boars. So yeah, I think he should be fine.
Should be all right. We'll see. They do have TPs potentially from any of... Grandma doesn't, but Invoker or Lina could swim bottom. But it feels like the main plan here for Viking is just to keep playing mid lane. Make sure HellRaisers are on edge and uncomfortable with where they are positioning to try and farm. Alchemist, Radiant, and BKB queued up. Still a pretty long road for him to kind of catch up to where he wants to be. So yeah, Beastmaster's fine. And TP Void up towards top to farm. Monkey King is tracking up there. Leaping across the canopy, bouncing from tree to tree.
Up on Monkey at one point, and now he switched to BKB. Getting Aghanim Scepter when you have Alchemist in the team, eventually if the game's going well.
Oh, the Chainstorm's not quite perfect, but it looks like they should still have this kill regardless. Empowered Monkey whacking away.
It's also Faceless Void's TP that is on cooldown for 40 seconds, so he needs to walk into the jungle or walk back to the lane. It also gives Alchemist some extra time. Whenever you have Alchemist in the team, try to make something happen on the map.
Funnick is just going in here looking for the solo kill, but Boom will be able to hold him back. Good little EMP, but Ghost Walk required. Funnick is so strong with all the summons he's got, the Boar and the Necro units. Blood Right getting dodged out. Funnick makes his hasty escape as the Cookie and the Scatterblast just about connecting into the back of Funnick. One more hit should do the job here, and that's it. Invoker grabs the kill as Necro units are still giving chase on Toby.
That's a lot of commitment for getting that Beastmaster. And That's one way to look at it. I mean, your alchemist is farming. I still don't see any kind of stacks. Lil will try to stack 2 camps at once. See if he manages to do so. There we go. But these are some big stacks. There's still tier 1 tower standing on the mid lane. They have some kind of a barricade that blocks the entrance to their own forest.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
What a barricade of Magnus and Rubik. And they've got some pretty good observer wards up, the Dire team, to scout the entrances to the jungle. Like, they see Aramis, they know the Luna's coming. Radiant even scanning forward to see where the Alk is sitting.
The build on Monkey King, like, he can't afford to get Aghanim Scepter because, like, you know you're playing with the Alchemist and the team. And
Invoker. He's going to try and turn here with a Bloodright Rupture onto Magnus. TPing back home. He does have RP, but deciding now to stick around. Cancels the TP. Rupture stolen.
I still feel like he should have tried to go back. He's sitting at half HP or playing against the Bloodseeker. Look at him zooming in. 460 move speed.
And the stack.
Oh, this is a big item. Any kind of mana item that you can get on your position 5 mags, like a Magneto tree or Arcane Ring, where you have constant mana sustain, and he has like clarity and infused raindrops to keep stacking the jungle and empowering the heroes that they need to be empowered, and then also having enough mana to join a fight. Try to use a skewer and RP. Like at one point, eventually your mag is gonna get a blink dagger.
At one point, it'll come. Even dragging a creep wave for the Alchemist to farm a little closer to his safe triangle. But we see here Boom sneaking around in Ghost Walk, looking for the Monkey and Beastmaster, finding the tag with a cool snap and the tornado, but a good cancel there, stopping Aramis from landing any stuns. Unfortunately, Monkey King's already done. Now Funny's gonna get chased down, hounded by the Bloodseeker with the Bloodright landing, the TP's there. Cookie on top of him, into the trees they go. And Viking very well played.
I don't think we can call this move a space. They lost a carry Monkey King, they lost a core Beastmaster. Oof, I'm a bit worried how this game is developing for HellRaisers. This is not a greatest timing for Radiance. It's still gonna be like a 14-minute mark.
Does feel a little slow as we see the replay back. HellRaisers trying to play that bottom edge of the map, pressuring tier 2. But Viking catch them with the wraparound. And now straight from that bottom side in towards mid again. Viking want to continue applying this pressure as Magnus, considering the skewer, maybe an RP, the rupture there. Out from Rubik onto Boom. Earn used with the chrono onto 3. In we come, but where's the damage? There's no kisses. It's just single target focus as Rubik will lose his life. Alchemist just going to pop a Chemical Rage, so chrono for a position 4. Viking not getting a massive amount out of the team fight.
We'll take that.
Oh, Alchemist, he has Trusty Shovel and has been blessed by Gabe and finds a rune for himself. Mag, yeah, Mag seems pretty dead to me. One more hit will do the trick.
Mag is dragging them away from Alchemist. Kasani runs one way, Kick runs the other.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Full Spirit Vessel on Invoker, so your Alchemist is not going to be super efficient with that regeneration. Same goes for Monkey King. They're going to need any kind of dispel they can get. That's why Monkey is getting BKB as first item. And there's also a BKB queued up on Alchemist.
And they want to be able to deal with that in both.
Monkey.
They try onto the Monkey King. Agnes coming in. Shad grabs the bounty rune, and the Multipus Kiss is going to be landing short range now. Blood right after Yuval for the skewer to the high ground. Keeps kicked alive. And HellRaisers hold out now on that high ground. Try ward and de-ward the same area as Funnick is that kind of loose man playing wide out up on top.
Man,
Funnick,
Funnick,
all very tight together.
7-minute Necro 1, and there's no item progression. Like, he's gonna get Necro Book 2 at 15
Dire's
minutes.
middle tower
He doesn't
is
have to play
under
with. That's the problem. Like, he needs just bit of extra damage to get the kill on pretty much anyone. I don't think he can kill Faces with, considering the item build that he's going for. He has 2000 HP with power treads on strength. Going for the kind of same item build as in the previous game, at least the starting one, power treads, Hands of Midas, then getting Heaven's Halberd against the mag.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Funnick, I think he felt it coming, and he's going to try Raw, but the cold staff stopping him as he lifts his arms. And Celery on a killing spree. And I think to add to your point, you really do look at the net worth of Monkey and Beastmaster right now. Compare it to Alchemist, of course, who's been given a lot of space. But then the question, you know, in the next 4 or 5 minutes, was it worth it? Neglecting your Monkey King, making sure Beastmaster doesn't get that progression, as Alchemist needs a BKB and they're catching out mid lane. A nice little play there from Lil, but not enough to finish off the Lina. Shockwave is and out goes Lil. Oh, Rupture in the skewer feels bad for Kicked. Boom is still going. Speedy Invoker.
This game falling apart for HellRaisers. They need those BKBs on Alchemist and on Monkey King, and then they need to start a fight. Magnus still struggling. Like, he's buying all these small items. He's not gonna get the Blink Dagger because they're not getting any kills. They're not getting towers, and he bought a Magic Stick, a Ventlace, full Tranquil Boots, sitting at only 50 gold. So it's gonna be very hard for him to get a Blink Dagger in this game.
Yeah, he is a glorified Empower bot right now.
Dire's
Where are my
middle tower
calls? Who
is
needs
under
Empower?
attack.
Come to me. Viking yet again on the aggressive, making that first step forward up to the high ground, but in comes the lift. Telekinesis to catch out the Snapfire, who cookies nearly onto the high ground. Well, that will be a finish onto Celery. And the rest of Viking backing away, trying to connect up with a Void.
Right now, HellRaisers, they need to get whatever they can. There's the first BKB we're talking about. Alchemist getting one pretty soon, just needs to clear one camp, and then he's ready to take a fight.
Double damage.
And that should be a big swinging point for HellRaisers, as they are 4,000 net worth behind right now. 10-4, closing in on 20 minutes. And the perfect spot for Viking to play from, as they very nearly catch out the Beastmaster. This dire triangle area allows them to basically pincer movement both into mid-tier 2 and the bot lane. But they do miss out on potential Roche control. And HellRaisers have the opportunity to steal it, but not really the best heroes right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The 5v5 mid lane. And the smoke from HR. Out they come. Leaping forward. Monkey King scouting, and they're trying to bait with this Alchemist on the front lines.
Dire's bottom tower.
You've been talking about it, the double BKB timing. It is HR's moment to shine.
This is it. They need to get stuff done. Like, they need to get a big kill. I don't think Lina is that kill. Also, they can't get Roche if they kill Lina, so they need a bigger kill. But they'll get what they can.
Let's go for it. RMS is the only one showing. Viking had 3 heroes by their mid-tier 1, and Void was spread out after that bottom lane.
Is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Alleviate a little bit of that pressure. HellRaisers no longer 5-man defending a tier 2, able to get out on the map and maybe make another play. We still need to see an RP from Magnus. You're talking about his Blink Dagger not going to be coming soon, but at some point he's got to press that button and cast his ultimate.
It will be very tough for him to actually get a good RP in this game.
Dire's
playing into EMP is a pain in the ass for him, for sure.
We'll take that.
Time is money. A canary.
Like, EMP and Bloodright together on the same team, even if you don't hit them, they're great zoning tools, just that massive AoE you get from them.
Radiant are scanning.
Radiant scan knows that there are people in their triangle. Magnus, Monkey, and then Beastmaster is nearby as that third link. So they want to try and smoke and clear this area out, get rid of any Roshan wards that HellRaisers potentially placed. HR missing 2 heroes. Alchemist and Rubik still stuck around mid. Monkey now leaving to go farm out bottom lane. If HellRaisers can get out of here only losing a Magnus or even looks like losing nobody, that's a really nice move as Lina potentially going to get jumped on here by a Rubik. Lift up and drag it back into the hungry Alchemist as you land Light Strike Array and blow up Aramis. Finally taken out. Skewer RP. Always thinking about it. Magnus really wanted the 2-man there, but that's the needle. But holds on to the RP for now as the Rupture Blood right. Oh my god, Magnus, you're so low. Careful, buddy. The kisses are coming.
He's under attack.
Grandma smooches the Magnus and he's gone.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scanning. Radiant structures are fortified.
They do have Medallion on Celery. Minus armor from Little Shredder. So Roshan accelerated really nicely here. HellRaisers are maneuvering to contest. Roche half HP. So H could get in here and start to kick things off, but a double damage rune Void with the alacrity. Hitting for about 300 now. Oh, yes. Ooh, quick little raw. Cookie out of the back. They get RMS away from danger, and Shad is in onto Funnick. Now, coming in, though, is the kill on Toby, as Kasani, with HellRaisers, securing Roshan. Definitely glasses there, and Shad moves in, but the RP catches him. He doesn't get the chrono off. He does now, finally, but Nyx has picked up the Aegis already. Shad kicks off the Magnus, but Viking, this is not looking great for them. Monkey jumping back in again with a power spring on the Shad. Cooking forward, he on Shad, the Halbert's there, and the Void is out. Somehow escaping. Boom, may not have the same luxury though. Scout it out here and Monkey can continue jumping forward, but the HellRaisers don't want to give chase. They got the Roshan, they have Aegis in the hands of the Monkey King, and Viking. What a disaster in the pit, Lacoste. Alchemist doesn't have BKB, so a little worrisome there as Shad comes in again. Poor little Magnus. Blown off the face of the map, but that's okay. It is the position 5, keeping the Alchemist alive. And making sure that Kasani now, with his BKB off cooldown, can continue to defend this mid-tier 2. Good advice from Lacoste. Swap out those neutral items. Viking. You're talking about round 7 on Magnus Death. This is like round 7 on the tier 2 mid attempt. The classic 5v5 mid lane.
Hold on to your taters.
Funnick with Necro 3 now aiming for the Blink Dagger. As we're still yet to see the big wombo combo from Viking. We need that chrono with the kisses, with the blood right, and the EMP. So far, no real intention for the Aghanim Scepter from Boom, so he's not going to go for the big old Sunstrikes play into the chrono.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That should help.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot of steroids pumped into him. And he's going to need them. As Kasani now reaching 20,000 net worth. 7k ahead of the Void. As that Abyssal Blade is coming pretty quickly for your Alchemist now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
HellRaisers looking to defend top tier 2. Start off with a Boundless Strike and the Telekinesis. Life Strike Array holds Nick's back, but in comes Xani. Pops the stun onto Void and the RP, but they don't have the finishing blow. Void Shad just going to walk away with the time walk out, and Toby's going to retreat off to the left as well.
Radiant's
HellRaisers
bottom tower
spending,
is under
what,
attack.
3 ultis for nothing?
Illusion.
Aggressive. He does have Aegis, and I guess it was going to expire in a minute anyway. Laguna played. Okay, Aramis really wanted him dead. Monkey's probably going to have to pop a BKB to escape from here, though, as Nick's still getting stuck up in the ice wall. Blood right coming. Nick's turns to fight, and the backstab. Oh, it's not going to come from HR. It'll be the Faceless Void looking for any straggling targets. High ground wall removed. And yet again, this head-to-head, it's like a cold war between these two sides as they battle, they poke, they have proxy wars, but no one really committing for the proper big fight yet.
Dire are scanning.
What is that dire scan on? Was that a Bloodseeker illusion? A sense of fear from HellRaisers. Now without Aegis. Monkey King with Agnum Scepter now, though. From the end of the draft, it felt like potentially HellRaisers would be the ones kind of smoking and looking to play into Beastmaster, who has the vision, who has the Hawk, the ability to pick off targets. But so far it's just been trying to mitigate losses and keep Alchemist farming. When do we get to the point where Alchemist's farm kind of hits the wall and Void catches up?
Dire's middle tower.
Alchemist, he's pretty big. He's getting closer to full Abyssal Blade, getting closer to level 20. I mean, it's not that big of a deal when he hits 20, but I still feel, you know, getting into super late game, Invoker will have Exort maxed out, still not getting that,
is under attack.
you know, Cataclysm build. So it's just building different kind of items. Spirit Vessel, going for Lincoln Sphere. I see Shiva's Guard being queued up, but your Faceless Void, he's a one-man army if you throw all these buffs on him.
Gonna get found. Boom and Aramis both here to blow him up. They're also going to get the RP in the back. There's another fight kicking off. Void's there with his BKB going, but Shad needs the help to retreat. And I think you might have to restart your VMix crawl. As a smoke from Viking is coming back in. So the cost is all good again. As Toby trying with any walls into LSA, but the BKB from Nix, the chrono into the back from Shad. But the focus is coming now from Grabbar. The beautiful Mormos Kisses with the Meteor, and they're both gone. Dire support's annihilated, and Alchemist, he's isolated. He's got to get out of there with a BKB. The rain is burning onto Toby, so he will get a retreating kill. As Xani, pretty much last man standing here, but for how long? Monkey King, what can he do to save the day? He leaps in with a roar from Funnick. They're fucking boom, the Invokers. He's doomed. Gone and removed from the game as Funnick is going to get turned on now. Viking with Shad claiming the bounty on Funnick. They do find another frag. As HellRaisers frantically trying to defend their high ground and that triangle they're farming in. Yeah,
I mean, this type of a fight, HellRaiser, they're back in Backing up, you know, it's not looking good for them. Monkey King, he deals a lot of damage with the Aghanim Scepter, and he has Dragon Scale on top of that, so it's a bit of chip damage, but still, if they can get the bigger kills, like Invoker, and he has a Lincoln Sphere right now, so doesn't need to care about being lifted or being roared. They need to remove the Lincoln Sphere with one of those spells, and not sure which spells that's gonna be, you know, Alchemist with Unstable Concoction, or if there's Abyssal Blade. Like, you do not want to waste Abyssal Blade on that.
Radiant's
so Rubik
middle
Fate
tower
Bolt
is
seems
under
like the
attack.
best idea.
Radiant structures are fortified.
That's really the only option they've got, it feels like. HellRaisers, very bold move into mid-tier 1. 5 alive here for Viking, but like you're saying, you know, Chrono down for 60 means that Viking are going to be playing a little more passively until that's back up. Speaking of back up, Roshan's alive. HR smoking up north. Now heading west, trying to cut off Viking if they wanted
Dire's
to
top tower
get out
is
across the
under
map.
attack.
And I think with Funix showing top lane here, Viking could fall into the trap.
Next Roche is up. That's Cheese and Aegis. Let's see how fast it goes down. Magnus also getting closer to his Blink Dagger. Just 400 gold away. They're the ones controlling the vision with the book, with the hawk.
Radiant.
This is Aegis and Cheese.
Scout connects.
Sunstrike scouting. But Viking can't get there fast enough. They've got a kill away. OD glimmered, but in comes Monkey King. He wants to play with the Invoker here. Boom trying to sprint out away, but the roar on Toby is what they connect on. And HellRaisers take the easy pickings. And this game really feels like it's shifted pretty heavily now as HellRaisers through with a massive amount of momentum. Like, the winds are in their sails right now. They are definitely cruising.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, stolen Blood Rage from Rubik. That's gonna be some extra attack speed on Alchemist. There's AC. Also, I mean, the Beastmaster Aura on top of that. Like, Alchemist is gonna hit like a truck.
Radiant's middle tower is under
He is
attack.
going to be an absolute beast. Who does he start giving Aghanim Scepters to? He's got Ags queued up. Give one to Rubik.
Monkey King already bought one for himself.
Mag is like whatever, pos 5.
I guess you give it to Rubik.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's some really nice spells there. Monkey King, you still...
Everyone else is pretty old.
Like, Invoker,
average.
Snapfire is good if you steal LSA from Lina, so you can just cycle those.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Viking on the back
Radiant
foot.
structures are fortified.
Boom. Running around in Ghost Walk for the past 5 minutes. If they catch the roll onto Shad. Facial, they've got the chase stuns, not quite enough. Time Walk will get him a bit of distance. The chase is still on though. Time dilation to slow down HellRaisers now. Faceless Void wants to make the full retreat. Aramis though might just be found. Forced to cancel TP and Yule's the Beastmaster. And Shad playing this tree line, skirting around the edges of the battle. The chase onto Aramis, it finally will come to a conclusion. Nyx will take a pick on Lina.
I thought they were gonna have enough. Monkey King did not use his Boundless to try to go on Void and just stun lock him. They have 5 stuns plus Abyssal Blade on Alchemist. They should have more than enough, even though he has some status resistance coming up from Heaven's Halberd and Titan Sliver. That's around like 30% status resistance. What does it say? 12%. That's not correct.
It says 29.6 for me. On Void?
Yeah, it's about.
Shad straight in onto Xani, but the RP! Oh, the jump from Kicks! He saved the Alchemist! Beautifully done, and then comes the stolen Chrono! Lil says good night to you, Viking! 2 easy picks there as a double kill for Nyx comes through, and Monkey King standing his ground inside the Wukong's command. Yules up onto Alk. Halberded and stunned. He can pop the cheese, but decides not to. And yet again, another fight that goes one way and then swings the other.
Well, even if he had the cheese, there was still Spirit Vessel on him, so he would not
Viking
get too
out
much
across the
value
map.
out of that, and they already lost
Defending
that fight.
bottom lane, losing the tier 3,
Vikings
yes.
expending some
They want to
buybacks. So
Time is money.
So now it's Vikings' turn.
Dire's
2
structures
heroes
are
dead for
fortified.
20 and 50 seconds.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Glyph to keep the tier 2 alive. I guess Monkey still has Aegis for another minute. But it doesn't feel like he'll
Dire's
be able to
middle
get too
tower
much done
has
with that.
fallen.
Monkey is actually dealing some sick damage right now with the Aghanim Scepter and the Monkey King Bar. I mean, imagine having your own King Bar, like Garrett's King Bar. I don't think it would be that efficient in game. Like, what does it do? What does it do? It deals 20 self damage per second, and it silences you.
I mean, that should be your one. You were muted for 5 minutes. The Costi. What was Fluke calling again? Gaza and Costi.
Costi.
Have the Costi King Bar. HellRaisers now all alive again, trying to connect with their Monkey King top lane. Viking will have Chrono back in 40 seconds. And boom, casual plate mail just being delivered out to him. And here come the angry hordes. Aegis does get reclaimed. At least 3 minutes now for Roshan to respawn. The pings are coming out onto Shad. Faceless Void was the only one from Viking showing out on the map.
Attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Lacoste, what needs to happen here for HellRaisers to break the base?
I mean, they know there's 2 buybacks
lost
to cool
Lacoste?
down. So they're, no, I'm here. So they're gonna use this info that they have no buybacks on 2 heroes and try to get at least one of those. Mag finally, with the Blink Dagger, managed to find a good RP. Now even has a Flicker. And I love what he's using. Like, he's cycling all of his neutral items. I'm going to use this Philosopher's Stone. I'm going to use Trusty Shovel. Try to get 1 rune for Alchemist. He gets some extra gold and for his team.
Oh, a Minotaur Horn now
Minotaur
dropping
Horn,
for the Monkey King.
That's a big one.
Double BKB. And they immediately smoke. Viking were also kind of lurking around smoked, waiting on the fringe of this bottom jungle. 13,000 net worth lead for HellRaisers, though, indicated with the Blink Necro 3 on Funnick, that jump initiation strength from him. Blink Glimmer Ether Lens on Lil's Rubik. Tons of money on your position 4 there for HellRaisers. Lena does have an Aghanim as that counterpart on Viking. Going for Refresher Orb
Radiant's top
next.
tower is under attack.
There's no blade mails or anything here for HellRaisers. Oh, that's an illusion. The Toby illusion's cave gonna get jumped up by Kasani. The caught out the Alchemist on the high ground now. He's gonna get stunned up and slowed on his retreat out. Flicker not working out for him. Another Runa Blade blasting him. In comes the Chrono and Kasani's done. HellRaisers getting baited by Toby, overplaying their hand. And Shady is thirsty for more. He wants to kill Lil. Where is it? Ruben, come here, buddy. Onyx gonna spot like surveyors in the back. We do have Magnus with the Monkey King playing onto Boom. But Nyx is left here stranded. He'll eat the cheese and fight in the Shad, but where's his team? Team! Where have you gone? Magnus ran away with no RP.
Oh, we've all been there. There's one to actually back him up. Everyone just failed. Alchemist needs to be more careful, and this is something that a lot of the top tiers teams are actually doing, baiting that illusion escape, especially if you have like Shadow Demon in the team. You create illusion of the hero that you know they want to go for, especially the heroes that they don't have buyback on.
Well, now Monkey gone for 60 seconds. opportunity for Viking.
Dire's middle tower is
They
under
still
attack.
don't feel comfortable enough to actually go high ground, so it's going to be maintaining these lanes, trying to shove out top, get into that dark jungle, grab the outpost, which is really why here Funnick is in such a great spot to not only clear out bot wave, but also maybe catch out Celery. The Grandma does have the backup of Invoker, who's going to tornado forward onto the little summons from Funnick. Slow down the Grandma. Snap right.
Lel.
On two. That's a good boom. Boom they go. The damage looks good, but they need a little bit more help. The boar, he's going to come and slow Invoker down, and Funnick will blink forward to get that closing little bit of damage that they need. But Boom is surviving. The Cross is healing him up, and in comes the Void and the Bloodseeker. Magnus now down as the chase onto Lil Rubik. They've saved the Invoker, and they'll get 2 bonus kills on top of it.
They need to bring like 1 damage deal to a team fight, either a Monkey King or Alchemist, otherwise they don't have enough damage. And look at the gold difference right now.
Non-existent. That's where the gold difference has gone. Viking still trying to figure out how to get across that river and do something with the little team fight victories they're getting from time to time.
Bloodseeker is actually so tanky in this item build. He has a save for himself with the Yule Scepter, has a full Crimson Guard and a mech.
He is one tanky boy, the Aura bot. Running around and saving everybody. Viking 5 men strong. They can get immediate pickoffs here just with the Lina getting a catch on Magnus. Not even going to use Laguna Blade. I think RMS cancelled animation there, realizing Magnus was already dead. For DD top, Roshan is alive.
It's looking all Viking at the moment. Like, even though it's a 7k gold lead for HellRaisers, when you have Alchemist in your team 42 minutes in, it doesn't really matter that much. Roche, Cheese Aegis, and Refresher Shard. With the Faceless Void in the team and Invoker, that's a dope one.
Easy Roshan.
Radiant are scanning.
Radiant scanning for where Funnick's been hiding. He's a little further north. 4,000 gold saved up on Funnick. And it seems like Lacoste, we're not the only ones with a few little lags. The players have got them as well. Something wrong with the internet today.
Yeah. Everyone's just staying at home, you know, using all the bandwidth. So Faceless Void level 26. That means that he has 20% backtrack. Refresher. How do you kill this guy? Like, they only managed to bring him only once throughout this whole game.
It feels much stronger than the previous game, right? I guess skipping AC and slotting in that BKB has helped him tremendously in these team fights to only have 1 death in this match. Who did Out give Aghanims to? I just noticed his net worth dropped from like 32,000 to about 29. So Rubik does have that, you're right.
Monkey King already has one for himself. Getting Beastmaster one is not the best one. Wild Axes with no cooldown. You know, I don't think that's a good Aghanims upgrade. Beastmaster. Magnus, it's your position 5 Magnus, so you don't get much value from the Skewer.
Especially, yeah, position 5 Magnus with a Skewer. He's not going to be doing much with that mana pool of his being pretty tragic already. Boom has been consistently just hunting with his Ghost Walk, looking for anyone hiding in the trees. As they do want to shift top for that tier 2, and they can still potentially play into both top and middle if they're feeling bold enough. Have you felt much impact from Monkey King this game? Always seems like a hero that is like very hit or miss. Like he's all in destroying, or he's just being annihilated himself.
It's a safe lane Monkey King with Empower. You know, you have. I think the laning stage didn't go well for them. You have Magnus as your position 5. You have Alchemist in your team, so this hero wants to be in jungle. I don't necessarily think Monkey King is a bad hero. Wouldn't really rate him that he's a top tier, but you know, in this type of situation, I would call this a very tough Monkey King game.
A lot on his plate. Needs to keep backing up that Alchemist as well. But at the very least, HellRaisers have some exceptional forms of split pushing. Both Funnick and Nick play these side lane tree lines. Relative safety. Something that we didn't really talk about much in the draft is the fact that HellRaisers do have a number of vision heroes and the ability to kind of leap from lane to lane and play much more of a macro game if need be. Whereas Viking, it feels like they're very, a tight-knit group. They want to get the combos, they want to team fight together as 5, but they have been able to utilize Boom's Invoker with the Aramis Lina, especially that pair up top right now. Able to get some kills off it. 24 levels on your position 4 Lina. She's got 14,000 net worth. Aramis having a cracking game here in this best of 3 game 2.
We have some heroes approaching level 25, Invoker level 3 at the moment. We already mentioned that Void hit his. They have no abilities that can break him. That's one way to deal with the backtrack. Monkey King is level 25, so additional Wukong's command ring talent, pretty standard stuff. Alchemist getting closer to his 25.
Which one do you take? Regeneration? Even into the Spirit Vessel? 50 speed doesn't seem that amazing.
And yeah, with the Flicker, you have a way of dispelling that Spirit Vessel, so I guess you just take Legion.
True. Clever Lacoste. Oh, monkey illusions. They're pretty tanky. Boom, Aramis, and Celery all having to deal with it. Things slow down a touch as HellRaisers smoke down to the southern portion of the map, knowing that with Void having Aegis for 3.5 minutes and they've got cheese and everything else here, it's a difficult fight just to wait for Viking to come to you. They're gonna find Shad. He's gonna time walk. He gets a haste rune. HellRaisers were so close to seeing that Void.
Dire's top tower.
Because of the pause, we still have 3 minutes left on the Aegis.
Dire's
Feels
top
like
tower is falling.
Aegis Spire by now, but it's actually not gonna. So they're gonna go on the high ground. They feel very confident. There's still a refresher on Faith of Void.
Radiant's
Cheese,
HellRaisers
by Snapfire.
HellRaisers are faster. They already brought that tier 3 bottom down, so they're going to force Viking back to defend. Rubik mid might get jumped by Shad. Looks like nah. Jumps away. And very nice little play from HR. Making sure Viking back away from the top take. Doing a little bit of chip damage to bottom barracks, even though it will regenerate as the melee barracks does. And finally, Monkey King will decide to come back and defend. HR do still have that Hawk over in the base, scouting anyone who wants to clear that bottom wave.
For the twins.
Radiant right now playing with pretty limited vision. 1 Depop's ward in that top jungle. That's why they come in now, try and...
Maintaining vision against the Beastmaster with the Hawk, so he sees you where you're placing the Orbs, getting rid of the vision with the Necro units. Necro units and 2 catapults pushing the wave in on the bottom. Lina addressing that issue. She's the one holding onto Refresher with Aghanim Scepter. She can pretty much blow anyone up. It's a pure damage. It's exactly 1,000 pure damage. 999.
Yeah, 999.00. That is an aesthetically pleasing number on the
Time
Lina.
is money.
So no one from Viking really showing bottom lane, just illusions and spam from Bloodseeker. That wave shoved out. Bloodseeker doesn't have a way to rejoin his team. So the 4 heroes shoving mid from Viking and, well, Shad straight up onto high ground with a time walk. They pop the Lincolns in the back, though, and get the Roar down. Cookie back in the Glimmer Cave there, and Boom is safe and sound. While Funnick might not have the same luxury of surviving, though. Laguna bladed and hit into the ground by the bashes of Void. And HellRaisers lose their off lane. He does have buyback, though.
There's no point to use a buyback. You already used the Roar. Book is on cooldown. You're not getting too much value out of your buyback on a Beastmaster with the cooldowns. Look at this attack.
30 seconds. Yeah, Void is hitting hard, but he doesn't have long on this Aegis. 20 seconds remain. Void wants, finishing off a barracks mid, moving up the top, clearing out tier 3. A Blink RP here, though, could be big if Magnus is able to land it onto multiple heroes. Even with the repair kit, though, that Void structurally crippling this Dire base. And still holding on to Chrono. Aegis reclaimed now.
Lincoln Sphere on Bloodseeker, so they can use 2 Lincoln Spheres on a target, plus a Solar Crest, Alacrity, Blood Rage. I don't think you have enough to bring the Faceless Void down. You only managed to kill him once throughout the whole game. I see Scotty being queued up, so there's going to be some extra stats, extra survivability on him. At one point, he gets Aghanim Scepter, goes in, bashes you with every single time walk. It's looking very rough for HellRaisers.
Multiple heroes they just can't touch. Unkillable Viking heroes. 3,000 gold saved up on Celery's Grandma too. Full staff queued. Would love to see an Aghanim Scepter come out for her again, though. Still in this perpetual struggle of bottom lane shoving in, though. Viking can't really capitalize on these nice plays they're making. It might
when you have Alchemist
go on the cost.
When he's in your team, you know you have like late game secured. Everyone's gonna get Ags upgrades, but not in this game. Like, I don't see them scaling with those items. Monkey already used his own goal to get the Aghanims. Beastmaster is not really the hero that's going to benefit from it. Rubik, yeah, he's fine, but, you know, Mag position 5 also does not benefit from it either. Don't get me wrong, having Aghanim Scepter is much better than not having it, but I don't think it's worth it to spend 4,000 gold on the hero just to get your position 5 Mag and Ags.
Yeah, it feels like at this point, honestly, both teams kind of waiting for their next Roshan to come around. 1 minute for fast spawn. At the very least, Viking did get that ranged barracks mid, so tipping the scales in their favor ever so slightly in map equilibrium. All it takes, though, is one good jump from Funnick to find that perfect catch onto the perfect hero, if it is that Faceless Void. A lot of wombo combo potential from both teams. So it starts to come down to this vision. Who has the upper hand in terms of information? Dire defocused with vision down towards their triangle and that farming area for the Alchemist. While Radiant have a couple of good ones here, watching rune spots, watching little ramps, transitional spots from lane to lane. Oh, the time walk. Is Lil escaping? It looks like he just about got away from the grasps of Viking.
Let's just wait for another Roche. No need to rush anything. Cheese, Aegis, Refresher, and Aghanim Scepter will be there. He will respawn in 40 seconds.
Here comes HellRaisers, though. They know they need to contest this or try and steal it. Monkey King seen Void. Time patient into the Boundless Strike. The Roar is there. In on top of Shad, they go with it. Missile Blades flowing through. That's full of the Void. Streak gone by like Mila. LP catches one. Kickers on top of Celery now with the Wukong's command. It's a big golden circle with a lot of monkeys, but they don't get the stuns they need. Viking retreat. Now the turn with Shad. Deafening Blast there. Stolen by Lil and turned onto the Void. What's he stolen? He's got time dilation, but not for long. Aramis shuts it down with a Laguna Blade, and the chase is on. Toby finding Nyx. Monkey King with no BKB, holding Satanic for now. But Phonic doesn't have Roar. They don't have the backup they need to save the monkey. And Shaddy wants the chrono. Onto Nyx, the Cataclysm coming. Kill off the Monkey King. Buyback available. And a good solo chrono from Lil. But do they have the damage? Sunny. Alchemist can't fight into chrono.
They have 4
Sunny trying.
They can't deal damage inside of Chronosphere, even if it's stolen. Now they need to rush back into the Roche Pit and secure their Aegis for Faceless Void. He still has that Chrono. He used Refresher. There's the other one.
It's perfect as well. Shan BKB make this all work out for them. They kill off Nyx and Monkey dieback. They'll come with the Magnus again with a buyback for him as Alchemist trying to battle in with the 4 heroes of Vikings surrounding him though. Kasani's got no option but to run and hide. Toby sprinting forward with Shad. The Bashes are landing. The Roar is defensive, holding the Bloodseeker back, but Aramis. The big zaps from these Laguna Blades forcing the buyback from Alchemist and Viking. They are hunting into the bait. Rupture onto Phonic. This could be it. Game over it looks like, as Viking with 5 still standing. Clear up yet another HR hero. They found the Magnus in the back. Look at towards mid lane. Aramis and Toby are giving chase. Spider Legs and Skewers getting back as Shad in the base once more. Lil's Rubik trying to glimmer away. Phonic, Kasani thinking about how they get in. But Viking, with those unkillable heroes, they lose one guy who comes straight back into battle immediately.
Yeah, now they're gonna take the Roche. That was such a big play, giving him the Refresher Shard, and he uses it, gets a good chrono. They secure a kill on Monkey King, already used the buyback. And I think, Gary, this is a game. They had a good plan on HellRaisers where they threw everything they had on Faithless Void, but you know he's gonna have a buyback.
And when he buys back, coming in with Refresher Shard Chronos, it's going to be a rough one for you HellRaisers. 4th Roshan.
Eternity.
Where did that Aghanims go? Who's got the axe?
Now you give it to
Void wants it.
Yeah.
Now with a time walk back. Another Refresher Shard. So they'll have double chrono in about 65 seconds. A single one in 40 if they want to use it that way. Cataclysm with that maxed out exort from Invoker. Finally being showed off is what we've been waiting 54 minutes for. The full team fight execution from Viking proving too much for HellRaisers to stand up against.
There's so much disarm. AoE, Deafening Blast now on Invoker, Heaven's Halberd. It's very tough for these, melee heroes. They have 4 melee heroes. Lil landed a sick stolen Chronosphere, but there's no follow-up. They don't have damage. Unless he catches them on the very edge, which is extremely hard.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Now even Toby has Aghanims. Boots of travel on Invoker. At the drop of a hat, can rejoin the rest of his team. Difficult days ahead though. HellRaisers thinking about oh dear. Oh dearie me. I think he forgot to press his blink button. They were trying to telekinesis into blink RP, skewer back into the base, into a roar, into whatever else they've got. But you fail one link of that chain, one domino doesn't topple, the whole chain reaction comes crumbling down.
I hope our observer didn't catch that one.
I think he did. So now you don't have blink RP for 100 seconds. Bloodthorn.
Just pretend you have it. Act like you do.
Just blink into the middle of them all. See what their reaction is. Bloodthorn Alchemist skipping out on the Silk Edge, which he had queued for a while. Viking just playing this poke and prod game.
Dire's middle barracks.
They can
are
take
under
down this
attack.
melee Rax eventually, slowly but surely.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Our beast
And now
is
top
60
lane.
seconds down. Man, Aramis
Sad
is going
times.
ham. He's the one.
Oh, hello.
The chrono.
In we come with a cataclysm chrono. The kisses from the Snapfly, landing beautifully onto the heads of HellRaisers, and 2 heroes dead without bullets. As Shad's Faceless Void still has the Aegis. It's pop BKB, that's for sure, but he'll chase on the Alchemist and Rubik's in trouble. One batch is all Shad needed, but he won't get any. Instead, focusing on the structures and the objectives as Viking look to close out game 2 here and tie things up.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
He still has Aegis Refresher. They also have Cheese. Oh, look at the attack speed on this guy.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He's gone in, Lil. He's absolutely demolished. Unstoppable Faceless Void, 18-2 and 9. A beautiful game from Shad. All he needs to do is buy a BKB. But trying to blow up the Alchemist with a couple of Laguna Blades. They take him out before the throne falls. And things all even now, 1-1 in this best of 3.
Yeah, such a good performance coming out from Viking. They came very aggressive from the lane.
No blood for you.
Oops.
Burns,
That
doesn't
wasn't
it?
too bright.
Welcome back, everyone, to our third game of our first series of the day here as Viking take on HellRaisers. It's all tied up, one apiece. I'm Gareth, joined by the lovely Lacoste, as always. What are your expectations from this final game, Lacoste?
That was hot.
Well, there's a ton of minus armor on Viking, and this is the type of strat that they ran before when they played the BTS Pro Series, and they won with it. So, like, playing heroes that you feel comfortable with, this is something that I like when teams do, instead of trying to experiment with some, like, newer strats copying other teams.
Yeah, and I guess a similar thing can be said for HellRaisers. They finally get their hands on Tiny, so Lil's going to have that action-packed chaos creator roaming around the map. But they've also got Nyx on Terrorblade, a hero that he definitely found a lot of fame on, as his career through the CIS region has been looking pretty good. Terrorblade, that final pick for them, do you think it rounds out their draft, gives them what they need to face off against all the minus armor that you were talking about?
They needed a hero that, you know, deals any kind of tower damage, and this hero has a pretty high armor, 11 armor, level 1.
It's very, very difficult to bring down when he's got the help from Bloodseeker, Doom, and all that good stuff. And I guess Shadow Fiend as a hero doesn't mind being doomed too much. Nor do Chaos Knight or Slardar. Everyone can kind of stand their ground and battle, even through that Doom ulti.
To battle.
And it is a position 1 Slardar, if you didn't notice. Chad is going to be playing that, so they keep Toby on that off-lane Chaos Knight. As we've seen him pick up, Armlet. We've seen a lot of Aghanim Scepters from Chaos Knights in recent times. A bit of a disco dance battle. Chili peppers being thrown. Funnick, always having fun in Dota 2. He still enjoys the game.
He's in those 1% of the players who are still having fun in the game, if you know what I mean. So yeah,
that's a niche meme.
Slardar safe, and been a while since I saw this hero being played as position 1. I see Hand of Midas being queued up, so like you need something to increase your farming abilities. I love Slardar in general as a hero because it amplifies your other heroes, like a Shadow Fiend we've seen in the previous game, the one before, with the Lifestealer and Slardar. Like, these two heroes work very well together.
Get that early tempo going. Top lane, it looks like Bloodseeker and Tiny will be up against this Chen Slardar. Yet again, a lane here from Viking that can sustain and regen thanks to Divine Favor, or it looks like Holy Persuasion now is going to be chipping away at the Bloodseeker through the bashes. Tiny going to try and drag wave back. We do just that. While things calm down top, we can take a look in towards mid lane. Xani on the Doom, 5-1 against Shadow Fiend of Boom, who is spamming out mangoes and tangos, waiting for that bottle to arrive. Down bottom, Terrorblade for Nyx, already in Metamorphosis, getting stunned up by the Chaos Bolt, trying to follow through with a Light Strike array. A lot of damage onto the Terrorblade, can't kill him off. Would have been beautiful there for Viking if they could take down the Metamorphed Terrorblade, but Witch Doctor, he's there to save the day.
From what I've seen that people love to do when they're playing against the Terrorblade is hide here, you bring your position 5 and they get a kill on TB who's in meta, but Chen is not that hero. Like, maybe if you use Penitence level 1, other than that I don't see them getting a kill.
Another stun on bot, Witch Doctor. He's going to pop Fairy Fires, run away with Voodoo Restoration. Array not connecting. Both sides towing the edge. But it's going to be a lot of regen that Viking need to burn down here, as they're both sitting pretty low on both AP and mana. Mid lane should be quite an interesting one. Melee hero up against Shadow Fiend can often struggle up against the Razors, especially now they're level 2. Xan is going in aggressively, but he can't get hit by the long-range raise. He needs to stand his ground, and first blood spilled by Boom. Kasani.
Well, he tried to make a move. You know, being super aggressive, then you feel like you're in trouble. I need to fall back, but you know he has a long raise. You just go all and try to hit him, and you fail.
He had very few options, and he tried to take one of them. Kasani now, where's he wandering to? He's like, jungle, oh, my camp's been warded. No little camp for him to access with a Devour. And that's a great start for Boom. You know, Shadow Fiend, a hero that can accelerate very quickly, having a lane in which he can dominate, get an early bottle, now regen up, and keep that momentum going. Slardar CIS, matched by the Bloodseeker.
Denied.
Quick little crush into Bash there. Funnick needs to pop the salve. All of the lanes looking pretty good for Viking.
Yeah, so far so good. The double stun lane on the bottom lane, when they start getting more levels, it's gonna be tough for TB. He's a hero that is very vulnerable to any kind of burst damage, any kind of magical damage. That's why he has Raindrop queued up. That's one of the best lane stage items you can get in-game. Top lane, they're playing very aggressive on Funnick.
Yeah, already expending Bash and Crush. Funnick, with no regen remaining, where's he off to? Trying to drag a wave around. He's being caught up here. Backs away into the trees and will likely just go for a TP home. He's been blocked in by the range creep. Celery's still giving chase. But Funnick knows there's no stun as Slardar lets him be. Shand instead focusing on this doubled up creep wave arriving at tier 1. And Lil making a long rotation.
A lot of the teams understood how to play against Tiny. Just don't get him any early kills, and this hero can't snowball. And they gave, Lil 2 free creep waves. He's sitting at the 6 CS. He was dragging in between the towers, and now he has, decent level. But Bloodseeker is going to be left alone on the top. He has a Windlace, can boost speed. This is a survivability build.
Yeah, that level 3 Tiny you're talking about. There'll be a little pause here from Kasani. Lil has made his way from top through to mid. Our Observer Ward's pretty much spotting him every step of the way. Both obs will be expiring soon. They've been able to safeguard that mid lane as Viking very nicely from any Tiny rotations. So the only place left for Lil to go is down bottom. And you can see already the Spidey senses of Viking tingling. Lena's backed away. Bounty runes about to spawn. So HellRaisers really have to make a concerted effort here to try and get a kill around bounty runes to make this little movement worth it.
I think HellRaisers can get a kill there. Witch Doctor has no mana, no mangoes to work with. TB also out of mana, out of meta. At least secure a rune with the Tiny, but that's pretty much it.
I'm starting to wonder the way this game goes. Maybe jungling in the next 4 or 5 minutes or so. Tiny, Witch Doctor, Doom, and Bloodseeker is becoming a 4-man maneuver squad as the Lock Strike Array from Aramis does come in, but Bounty Rune grabbed by Lil. Shadow Fiend trying to get the takedown onto Witch Doctor. One raise will finish him off, and Boom will thankfully grab that kill and the Bounty Rune to fall back on.
Dire's
Lil
middle tower is under attack.
hit by the Light Strike Array. He was thinking about sniping the second bounty, but good placement by Aramis.
Look what Funnick is doing on the top lane. Like, he can't get any CS because he's just being pressured by chance. So he's just dragging a creep wave, trying to get the most out of this. Can't really lane against Slardar.
And look at the way Slardar's moving. He's dragging the whole range of creep wave as, well, kick does die down bottom lane. Avalanche there from Lil, trying to find Aramis. Light Strike Array is good though, buying another second of time here, but the toss forward. CK will remove the Lina. As top lane comes to nothing. Funnick, how did he juke away from 3 heroes?
You know how? Because
Dire's
Lina was
top
extremely
tower
low
is
and he
under
got
attack.
extra move speed. Zoom, zoom. That's how you do it.
Dire's structures
Doom,
are
double
fortified.
damage on the mid lane. Plus a
A
catapult.
lot. It's a lot of damage on the tower, forcing the glyph
Radiant
as well.
structures are fortified.
Xani's actually going to glyph up his own creep wave here, trying to keep the push in the mid lane going. Save the catapult and keeps it alive. Now creep wave's here to tank it up. So, coming from the side, Lil looking for the wraparound onto Boom. They've got Witch Doctors coming in from the left-hand side as well, and Shadow Fiend, he is out in deep water. Unfortunately for Boom, he's been picked off by 3 of HR's heroes.
He does not even use at that point, understands that, you know, it's a waste of mana. When you're playing Tiny, you need to have constant mana spam. Mangoes, Clint is running on. He's gonna make some stacks. That's how you make gold with your Tiny. Lil is playing actually really well. He understood that nothing he can do on the top lane. They can't
Dire's
pressure a
middle
kill
tower
on a
is under
slaughter
attack.
with Chen backing him up. So he just makes a rotation on the bottom, gets a kill, secures a rune, gets a kill on a Shadow Fiend, which is a pretty big deal.
And now smoked up with a Witch Dog for the SF again. Avalanche toss, the TP reaction. Aramis is coming. Lina will arrive in time as the raindrops from Boom, keeping him alive. Aramis with just one light strike array though, not able to get a turnaround kill, but at the very least, allowing the SF to fall back to the jungle safely. This has been good though, with Terrorblade getting a lot of farm bottom lane, and Bloodseeker getting a decent amount of experience top. They've created a bit of space for themselves by piling in onto that mid lane onto SF.
It's gonna be a lot on Tiny's shoulders, where he needs to make the moves. Like, T is not gonna make any kind of move. Bloodseeker is still not level 6. You have mid Doom. Every single time Doom is up, you do not want to make a rotation. You want other and try to kill Shadow Fiend.
Keep trying to go for that tier 1 tower as well. Lil, yet again, going for this multi-angled approach onto again. Tiny from the right-hand side, Witch Doctor from the left. In the middle, the Chaos Knight stuck with Nyx's Terrorblade. They'll finish off Toby quite easily. The Maledict should tick him down as the final pop will get Witch Doctor the kill. This has been really nice systematic stuff from HellRaisers. They're creating space in all the right places.
For now, Viking is just farming. They're getting levels on their heroes. Slaughter, it's a safe lane Slaughter, which means he does not want to make any kind of rotation. Farming his hand of Midas. Lil, once again, making a move.
Finding Aramis, yeah. Boom is here. This time, SF safeguarding Lina's life rather than the other way around. So the tower bottom kept up for now. Mid lane getting shoved again by this Doom, perpetually on the mid tier 1. And the lane swaps happen. Terrorblade doesn't go jungle, he goes top lane, so he can potentially shove this out and then fall back onto his triangle if things get a little bit hairy.
He wants to pressure the tower. They have Witch Doctor and Bloodseeker, so you have someone to stop a TP with the Rupture.
Dire's top tower
They're not gonna see him. Now they place the ward behind the tower. This should be a freebie one. I'm not sure if they can get anything out of this. There's a push coming out to the bottom lane. I like already defend that.
They come here with 2 heroes, Lil and Funnick, both onto Shad. The Chaos Bolt and the Blood Bright comes, but Lil, well, they're trying to get him out of there, but Tiny is 1 hit away from death. They do get the trade though, as Slaughter picked off by the Kasani Doom as Aramis thinking about a Light Strike array, but who does he focus? Doom is sprinting off to the left, they're trying to connect, but it's a 1-second stun and Aramis doesn't get the chain, the combo in. Viking do bring the numbers down, but they can't get that full-on follow-through.
Tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
They defended the tier 1 tower, which is very important when you're playing against the Chen. They have very limited tower damage. We're laughing about Gary.
Funnick! This whole game has been me watching Funnick walking into completely random places and buying so much space for his team. Look, he's chat wheeling. He knows he's going to get a bounty rune. He's dragging waves around. He's having fun.
Is under attack.
He is having fun. I mean, he's doing his job, getting the most out of the situation that he was in. His position for Tiny left him alone, and then he needs to make for himself. He makes another lane. Like, this is the 4th lane in Dota. Top, bottom, mid, jungle, and the lane that Funny just made.
The Bloodseeker lane, 2-second stun. They do catch the Doom. Light Striker A finally there, and they will bring Xani down. Viking finally getting something for their efforts, as they do convert that mid lane for about the 20th time this game. Tier 1 in deny range. But this has all been a distraction from the Terrorblade. A vast portion of this dire jungle has been farmed through. He's shoved top tier 1. TB sitting just over 5k net worth. As the catch on to the Lina yet again. Laguna Blade's back into Witch Doctor, trying to get at least a trade with the Matlick ticking. Might just be able to do it. Aramis gets the pick off all the mech from Celery. That saved her. Not only do you get a kill on Witch Doctor, but you survive on Lina.
That's pretty big. I mean, Chen is a bit under-leveled. He was not involved in any of the kills because they failed the top lane, so he just got an assist, which means that he got his level 6 12 minutes in, and now they have a lot of heal. 250 coming out from ulti, and almost the same amount coming out from max, so it's a 500 heal that you can use in a team fight. But they're a bit, limited on the real hero who can go win and start a team fight.
Well, Bloodseeker, he's gone in and might have lost his life. Not a team fight, but definitely a good pick-off for Viking.
Yeah, Toby doing a very good job. It's not a centaur that uses ulti, has an early blink dagger to set things up, but he's all over the place. Like, he's involved in 5 out of 7 kills, and he's once again going for the build that he went in game number 1. Bracer, Magic Wand, going for Echo Saber, which means that this hero is going to scale.
Radiant's middle
Did he have armor in game 1? I'm trying to remember.
Yes, he did.
So,
Radiant are
for example, in this game, what's the reason why he would skip armlet and go Echo Saber? Is it because Doom is there?
Maledict and Doom, yeah.
Yeah. Gonna go tank up as much as he can. And I guess second part of that question, Lil. Aramis wants him, desperately chasing into the trees. Do they have to stun again? The Strike Array is up, but not fast enough. Took be too far with the Chaos Bolt. But yeah, Aghanim's Chaos Knight. We saw a lot of that through qualifiers, from a lot of CIS teams in particular. But it seems like Viking here preferring Chaos Knight to be more of a tanky semi-core rather than the utility.
It's a gentleman's agreement where he does not want the game to crash. There's already Terrorblade with reflection. Imagine using CK ulti with the Ags.
Yeah, we had some great little frame drops in one of the qualifier games. We had Monkey King, Luna, Terrorblade, Aghanims from CK. There were illusions everywhere. Things got a little bit messy. But calm now. As Viking have Slardar continuing to farm top, it looks like into Aghanim Scepter is going to be his choice of primary items. Shadow Fiend finishes off BKB. This has got to be one of the timings now. Viking wants to play around. Shadow Fiend, BKB is a big turning point as bottom lane. They get the stuns in onto Tiny. So in Aramis, going to blast them off the face of the map again. That's delaying the blink.
Yeah, having such a good read on the game. They know Tiny is very close to a blink dagger, so they kill him twice, and this is their only form of initiation on side of HellRaisers. Like, you can't expect the Doctor to run in, use a cask or Bloodseeker to set things up with just a rupture. It's also very low cast that. If Viking win another team fight in the minute, they can just get inside the Roche pit. There's ton of minus armor.
Yeah, the snowball can start very quickly. And I guess Doom... Oh, Tiny. Okay, he's fine. I guess Doom, yes, he's got Blink, he's got War Stomp, but this is your mid-Doom, right? It's not your position 3, your position 4 Doom that can just jump into a fight and not care about his life. He has to be able to go in and out of fight, focus down the right targets that he needs to, the Lina, the Shadow Fiend. And you were talking about winning a fight and then going into Roshan Lacoste. Viking says, screw you, we're just gonna go into the pit regardless.
Let's see.
Phantasm from Toby. There, Bloodseeker being focused down. The crit's not quite taking Funnick down. The Maledict lands on the Toby, but Roshan is pretty much pretty fallen. Dowell, Witch Doctor, crushed by the jump from Shad and Toby. And Roshan will be going down for Viking to put Aegis into the hands of Boom.
Has fallen to the die.
Well, if teamfight does not gonna come to you, you force a Roche teamfight. Like, it's only level 2, presence of the aura, minus 4 armor, also minus armor coming up from corrosive haste, so that's minus 15, some extra minus armor from reality rift, minus 6, that's minus 20 armor, and those are like level 1, level 2 abilities at the moment.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We might see a medallion come out from Chen or something soon as well. For now, he's got Vlad's queued up. Lina going to go into Ether Lens, as we've been seeing. No Solar Crest or anything on her. HellRaisers still on this Terrorblade. A lot of eggs in the Nyx basket. Doom heading into BKB. Shiva's pretty much the same as the old position 3. You think S4 Doom, and this is the build that he went a lot of the time. Blink, War Stomp, maybe Drums, but BKB and Shiva's there going to be your tanky frontliner, creating space for TB.
This is the build. You just get the items faster because you're getting the levels faster. There's a Rupture on Toby. I don't think Toby cares too much. Level 1 Rupture.
He really doesn't care. He wants Funnick. He tastes blood in the jungle. Bloodseeker dead for what feels like the second time in pretty quick succession. Funnick didn't die the entire laning stage, but now 0, 2, and 1. Starting to get picked off a little too much.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Who's popping drums?
Blink on Tiny.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Doom. He was trying to make a move on the bottom lane on Chad. Like, they're playing so well around Tiny. They killed him twice. The lane is Blink Dagger. Now your Tiny has an 18-minute Blink Dagger that he did not show.
Trying to get himself into a position to use it. A little hiding away near top tier 1. Vikings still smoked up on a couple of heroes. That's going to expire on Aramis now.
Radiant's
Courier, though,
has been killed.
on its way to the secret shop, getting sniped by the Lina. Viking considering the tier 1 tower here. They're going to go in with Chen creeps.
Dire's top tower is under
Trying to
attack.
bait people in. It's a double damage to an SF. Force the glyph. HellRaisers probably okay with this, though. They're getting a lot of pressure onto both of the side lanes.
Radiant's top tower
Is given a little bit of room.
Dire's top
That is
tower
a
is under attack.
freebie tier 1 for Viking.
Aegis still up and running for 2 minutes. He finds the Vambrace, has a Grow Bow, and the Dragonlance. So that's a lot of extra attack range of Find.
Oh, that's huge. And having the Grove Bow for the magic amp onto your Razors and Requiem, especially at this period of the game where Terrorblade, for example, Bloodseeker don't have BKBs, Doom is still a good few hundred away from finishing that recipe. And now the fear is at the back of the heads of HellRaisers. They're hiding their Terrorblade in their base.
Radiant's
Look
middle
where
tower
Bloodseeker is
under
farming.
attack.
Like,
That's what I told you. It's what I said. He's just in random places on the map.
He's trying to fish for any kind of information.
Radiant
Maybe if there's
structures
no
are
ganking, buy some time until this Aegis runs out.
He's being intelligently efficient as they toss the SF in. Aegis going to be reclaimed here, it looks like, as the first life of Boom taken out. Now, Viking struggling to get into position here to react. The BKB from Boom, but he's doomed. Boom is doomed to the SF tower, but Toby has found Funnick. Somehow getting the pick off from the right-hand side, and in comes Shad with the Death Ward there. They're trying to chip away at the slaughter, but he's so damn tanky with the Aghanim Step to go, and he's sprinting forward. Shad with the rest of Viking clear through 3, and Terrorblade with Tiny hide in the trees. I don't know if there's a way out of this one. They're closing in around him. Nyx is in trouble. In comes the stun for the dodge of the Manta. Well played by the TP. Turns the Sunder, turns the fight. Shad will drop.
Gonna die.
But the Terrorblade is surviving. The toss cancels the rift. No way can Nyx get away from here. Aramis is going in with the Dragon Slave to clear him up, but he gets the kill at long last, finding the TV. But Viking losing that. Slaughter there doesn't feel great, but taking a melee barracks does.
Yeah, they have so much damage at the moment. With the Chen, buffing them up, Elf Wolf, Presence Aura affects buildings. Like, they try to make a move on Shadowfiend, but it's not enough. There's so much sustain. Chen didn't even flinch. He was not using mech or Hand of God on Shadowfiend, who was doomed. I think he could have possibly saved the Slardar in that fight with the hand, but, you know, mistakes were made.
And it was a close one with the Slardar, that last second Sunder. And TV with the Metamorphosis.
Been killed.
Unexpected amount of damage as Nyx loses an ultimate orb. Starting to look pretty rough for HellRaisers. Especially when they're on the back foot in a team fight like that. You're getting sandwiched by a CK and a Slardar with SF as the focal point up on the front.
Radiant's top tower.
Like, look at what Shad is doing right now. He's basically playing as a pos 3, just running at the enemy.
Well, playing as a pos 3, you need to get the Blink Dagger eventually, and he has one queued up. Yeah, he understands that Shadowfiend is, you know, kind of carry. Also, CK is building the carry items tiny. They got him.
They do find the catch. The cask will bounce, though, in between Slardar and CK. Good Maledict, but there's no real follow-through. One more avalanche from Lil. Bloodseeker finds Aramis. This is funny, have a way to cancel TP. Doesn't look like it, but Aramis gonna have to just self-ult and try and run away. Oh, he did have a clumsy net, my apologies, but a turnaround potential. In we go. Witch Dogs are being blocked out by the CK. Just need a hit, a crit, and there you have it.
He almost gets one-shotted there. Shad, he is in, using a puddle.
And what does he get from that puddle? HP regen bonus 35, 12 bonus armor, 40% stage resistance. That pod,
Not bad, huh?
Are under attack.
pretty spicy. Now, second lane of barracks falling as Viking fully in control of this game. HellRaisers don't seem to have a way to answer any of these questions being posed by them, and Tiny does get a combo off. Lena self-heals, but they've blown up Lil, and Aramis might just be walking away with the essence of getting heals from Chen. Aramis survives. Reality Rift back in. Kasani! Where did he go?
Oh,
That's just a 3-hit from Shadowfiend on Witch Doctor. This is game over. That is absolutely demoralizing as Vikings walk into this base and they're 3-shotting people. Bloodright looks good. Everyone scatters to the wind and Viking reset. 2 lanes, they got what they came for. Time to fall back. Get back to farming, lads.
No need to rush anything. Roche may respawn in 5 seconds. You got 2 set of racks. Your 2 towers standing on the bottom lane. Also a casual BD for almost full 2 minutes. Let's see the Roche spawn, minute and 40 seconds. So I guess Viking, they're just gonna wait for the next Roche to spawn. You're not gonna make a mistake. Give them a comeback option.
Dire are scanning.
Double damage.
SF, you mentioned it. It's got like 750 attack range. Pretty lengthy right clicks coming from him as tier 2 bottom. Pretty easy for the Dire to take at this point. Not an objective that really didn't want to particularly defend, and it's not easy to defend either. Too many access points here with 2 ramps above it, jungle below it. They just let Viking take the objective.
Okay, so they're going for high ground. CK ult.
Jesus. Well, that tower didn't last long. They blink stomp, but the BKB boom, perfectly timed as he turns and Doom has to run. They've already blown up Funnick. He didn't last very long. Kicked is gone. It's all over. That's been shut out completely. Viking, they sniff it out, they see it coming, and boom with that beautiful BKB reaction time. And as HellRaisers tap out. GG's gold and Viking take the series 2-1.
Yeah, this was perfectly executed by Viking. They did not play aggressive at the early stages of the game because it's hard for them to set things up. Instead, they're waiting for their momentum. Chen get